Leadership is defined as the capacity to influence others through inspiration, which is motivated and generated by a passion, motivated by a vision that a person has, which is birthed from a conviction that is produced by a sense of purpose. That's leadership. It's very complicated. And each one of you can be a leader, but you got to follow this process. To become a leader, you turn the definition upside down. In other words, leadership begins with, first of all, discovering a purpose for your life, which becomes a deep conviction. That conviction becomes a vision in pictures, which becomes a passion that you want to pursue. That passion then inspires other people. And once you inspire people, they allow you to influence them. And when you influence people, they call you a leader. What this means then is that true leaders do not seek followers, nor do they seek leadership. To become a true leader, the first thing you must discover is a sense of purpose for your own life. Why was I born? What do I feel deeply about? What do I feel I'm supposed to do for my generation? Purpose separates you from the pack. All leaders develop a sense of destiny, purpose, and that purpose becomes a conviction. If there's no deep conviction in your life, you'll never be a leader. You'll be a manager. Conviction means you have a deep belief that you are important to your generation. And every one of you came to earth with something important to do, but most of us die never finding it. That deep conviction is what produces your sense of vision. Conviction shows up in pictures, and we call it vision. What do you feel deeply about? Most people don't, because they've been taught to simply get an education and get a job and pay bills and die. No sense of conviction about anything in life. Most people who want to be leaders have no conviction. All they want is a title and a position and some money. What a lousy life. To work for money is lousy. Leadership is born when you discover a belief that is so deep, a conviction that is so strong that it becomes pictures in your mind. You ever heard this? I have a dream. I see the day coming when little white boys and little black girls will walk hand in hand. I have a dream. I see the day when a black man will not be judged by the color of his skin, but by the content of his character. I have a dream. Do you have one? Have you seen yours? You see, your conviction shows up in pictures. And your pictures creates what? Passion. Where there's no passion, there'll never be leadership. All true leaders live out of a passion. What is passion? Passion is a desire that is stronger than death. Passion is finding something not to live for, but to die for. Would you die for what you're doing right now? That's the question. Leaders are dead people. They died to their own self-preservation. Once you develop a passion, you inspire people. People are inspired by what you are willing to sacrifice for. That's why people don't follow you, because they don't believe you. Jesus Christ is an amazing man. He said something one day that disturbed me. He said, a hireling looks after the sheep. That's a manager. And when the wolf comes, the hireling runs. Why? Because they ain't my sheep. He said, but the good shepherd, when the wolf comes, stands between the wolf and the sheep and gives his life for the sheep. He was separating managers from leaders. Are you leadership material? Have you found something to die for yet? That's the question. You think about it for the next 3 hours. Because if you are going to be an impact in this nation and make a difference in your country, you cannot think about your self-preservation. We're so busy trying to preserve our lives, we have no time to make a life. Words of Jesus again. He said, if you want to be great, he says, then you must be willing to lose your life. Because if you save your life, he says, you'll lose it. But if you lose your life, they'll never get rid of you. That's leadership. Young woman, we need leaders who are willing to do what Rosa Parks did. Sat down on the bus in America, in Alabama, and said, I'm not getting up. And they arrested her. And she went to jail saying, I have a right to sit where I want to sit. Are you willing to go to jail for your convictions? Convictions. Convictions. Leadership is about passion. Passion inspires people. Now listen carefully, because I'm getting ready to go. If you don't inspire people, you have to manipulate them. And the moment you manipulate people, you are no longer a leader. You are a dictator. True leaders do not manipulate, they inspire. How do you inspire? By your passion. What is passion? Finding something to die for. Are you a leader, young man? Or are you just trying to make a living? This week is your appointment with yourself. I was sent to introduce you to yourself. The real you that's hidden under all of that stuff. You were not born just to pay bills. You were born to pay your debt to humanity. Leaders have a sense of responsibility to their generation. I hope you find it. Do you know how many sperms died for you to live? 499,000. They were all running toward the egg in your mom. And only one made it. And guess who that was? That was you. That means you won the race before you was even born. So you ain't trying to be a winner. You are here because you won. So sit up straight and smile and tell your neighbor, I'm a champion already.